have asked when Sid, you were in trance there, and they were talking about cremation and how the soul doesn't leave 100% at one time. And so what is the detrimental effects of being cremated and not having the soul pass completely? I should have asked that and I didn't, so maybe next time we can do that.
I'll put it on the list for next time.
Yeah, does that make sense, Carol?
Yeah.
And I think,
I can tell you what Ramtha said because
oh, okay.
he was one who talked about this. He said there's certain ceremonies that happen in the spirit world or certain gatherings, and that the people who are burned, the cremated people, always come in last because they don't have all their energy. And the strange part is, if you go scientifically, you know, they say energy can't be created or destroyed. So it doesn't make sense that, you know, it doesn't make it doesn't make scientific sense. But this is what he said.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we don't know what happens. I'm sorry, Susan. We don't know what happens to the leftover energy. Does it end up catching up with the soul that passed, or and what happens what is it like when you cross over and you don't have all of your energy?
Susan, write that question out and I'll put it first on the list for next month.
Okay. And if I'm not clear about it, just you know what I'm talking about. You can feel free to change it to make it clear.
And just an example, my mother wanted to be cremated. I talked to my sister about this because of what Ramtha said about the soul doesn't leave immediately. And we found in the Tibetan Book of the Dead that they wait 3 days to allow more of the soul to leave. So we had her body held at the funeral home for 3 days before the cremation. That's how we handled that. Now, what was said tonight seems like it may even take a month, but at the time, we did what we thought was best.
Okay. Yeah, I'll write it up. Poor Lavera.
To be cremated, so now I don't know. I'm going to go there without my legs. You know, it's for like your half of the body. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for the rest to catch up. It's crazy. I mean, it's because I remember reading your book, Sydney, and it said the cremation was part of a ritual that the Catholic Church created to get money off of people. So now I'm a little bit, because that's how pagans did it before. I guess most of them were cremated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to think on that one because I do want to be cremated, but I don't know. Something, I don't know if anyone's that's gonna hold your body for a month. It's like, no, just give her 30 days and then, I don't. It's confusing.
Well, I know they hold bodies sometimes for over a month in the wintertime. If the ground's frozen, they can't bury them. So it can be done.
Okay.
What I can cremate you and hold your cremation, your urn or something. They would, you know what I mean?
But they say don't burn. You don't burn the body for 30 days.
They'd hold you that long.
Yeah.
What I can share is that, again, it really does depend on where the soul, the human as soul, is in its evolution. If, Sandy, do you remember years ago, Igma spoke about the consciousness around churches, the physical churches, not just the building, but the earth.
Yeah, the ground around it.
We had to do a lot of work and clear all of that consciousness. So it really does come back to the evolution of that individuated soul and where the evolution consciousness is. It's not a black and white answer is what I'm being told. It can't be a black and white because, again, there's the infinity factor, where infinity cannot know the all of infinity because it's infinite, right? And so if someone is buried and their overall quotient of vibrational frequency as consciousness and energy is high, right? And again, the soul never really divides. Consciousness and energy, we are soul. So what I'm being told right now, true or not true, I believe that it is that when one sheds the physical vehicle, it depends on what their focus is in their consciousness. And where the energy is within that consciousness. It could be a gift to bury the physical body if the consciousness of that individuated person, and more so soul as consciousness, is high in its remembrance. Then you want to help Mother Earth and the consciousness so that Mother Earth is emanating and taking in that input as well, right? So you want that consciousness level, that frequency of consciousness left here or imprinted here. It's not going to be that it's left here because it never does separate, but it will imprint in the physicality of experience. It will be the effector, right? If it's the reverse and the other end of the spectrum, then it would be more beneficial to the one I am, which includes Mother Earth as part of the one I am, all human consciousness as part of the one I am, to have the body, the physicality, cremated. So it's not leaving that denser, lower vibrating input into the consciousness of Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is having her own expansion and evolution and creation as humanity having that experience. Does that make sense?
Said, like my mother. Now, my mother was a pretty enlightened person. She talked to spirits, she could see dead people, she had it all, believe me. And we had her cremated. So I don't think she lost any of her energy knowing my mother, because she was a pretty strong energetic person. She just was. I can't even begin to tell you. So I don't think she lost anything when she was cremated and went. So I totally get what you're saying. Totally.
Sure.
I can tell you that Carl had planned to be cremated until he heard what Ramtha said, and then he wanted to be buried. So that definitely changed his perspective, based on what what he said. But that things change.
Yeah,
Susan, what you said actually makes more sense.
I think so too. What Susan said, absolutely.
And again, it's not about whether it makes sense to the human consciousness. And what's being shared with me right now is that with Carl or anyone, it's like what I say to all clients or anyone that, I give information to that is channeled through me. Do not just take it because it's told to you. If it doesn't resonate, if Carl was aligned with his soul and his soul was, I want to be cremated, then whether it was a known Ramtha or not, we must stay in alignment with our truth, because that's honoring not just the human, but the soul. And it's honoring the truth of the evolution of the soul. You understand? You see that? Do you feel that?